In this session, we will be setting up an additional management server for our SCOM 1801 management group that we created in an earlier video. So we'll be going through those steps and getting started. I already have another server set up named SCOM2. It has been joined to my lewistechviews.int domain, and it is ready to go. No other changes have been made to the system outside of copying the media over into the system. So let's get started. So here you can see, we can see server manager. So the system just booted up. We can see server manager kind of loads by default once it boots up. You can see the computer name, the domain, its patch level. So no patches have actually been deployed to the system. So it's actually normally a pretty good idea to go ahead and apply any available patches and security updates that are available from Windows Update, or if you have an internal WSUS or SCCM, have those patches deployed down to the system prior to upgrade. And just for the sake of this, I'm not going to do that. So we can see, let's go ahead and minimize this down. So I've created myself a shortcut on the desktop to go ahead and install SCOM. So I'm going to launch that installer, get that going. So this should be a pretty familiar screen to you. Here's the System Center Operation Manager version 1801 installation screen, and I'll just go ahead and click install. That'll go ahead and get the setup program ready and running. So similarly like we did in the earlier video, we're only going to install the management server role on this server. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the management server and click next. And similarly, like my other SCOM1 server, there is an additional drive on the system, the E drive, and that's where I will install SCOM. Click next. Go ahead and go do my prereqs, see if I have any missing requirements. This system passed. I'll go ahead and click next. And now this is where the changes start. So since I already have an existing manager group that I want this server to join, I'm actually going to click the secondary button here of add a management server to an existing management group, and then click next. Go ahead and accept the licensing terms. Click next. So here is where I will point to my SQL Server instance. So that'll be my SQL1 server. So the system will go and try to connect up to that, right? And then it'll enumerate the available databases. So here, if I click the drop down, I can see that Operation Manager _ SAC _ prod is an available instance or available database that I can connect to. So if I were using the default name, it would have populated that by default if it would have found that name on the server. But since I'm not using default, I actually have to click the drop down and go ahead and select that instance or select that database. I'm going to go ahead and click next. So now it's going to go ahead and ask me for my action account information, as well as what service account I want the System Center Data Access Service and Configuration Service to run as. So at this point, you would want to use the exact same action accounts that you used when you did your initial installation. So in my case, when I initially installed my first management server, I used the account of SCOM-action-prod. So I'm going to want to put in those same credentials here again. And then same for the configuration service and data access account. I want to specify that same account I used earlier. So I'm going to go lewistechviews SCOM-prod and go ahead and put my username and password. Go ahead and click next. And then it's just telling me about Microsoft will collect or automatically will collect diagnostic and usage data and submit it back. So it's just telling you that up front, and then you can also change that setting later. Go ahead and click next. I'm not going to allow automatic updates for now. And then just give me a summary of what it's about to do, and go ahead and install. So what that'll do, that'll go ahead and connect up to that existing database. It'll read information within that database to realize, okay, how should it configure the management group, and what details about the management group that it needs to connect to, as far as what the name is, what the current settings are, and then based on that information, it will join this server to that existing management group. So we'll give that a few minutes and go ahead and let that install, and then we'll be right back after it finishes. All right, so that has installed successfully. Every step was successful, and now we have this server should be successfully a member of the existing management group. So thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.